Hello and welcome to Mother Tongue, the podcast where modern motherhood meets real life. I'm Marianne, founder, podcast host, and mum of three, and I created this space for all the mums who are juggling it all. From toddlers and tantrums to businesses and burnout, we're talking about what it actually takes to build a life, a career, and a family all at once. Here, you'll hear honest, unfiltered conversations with founders, freelancers, experts, and everyday mums about work, wellness, identity, mental health, relationships, and everything we carry that no one talks about. Hit follow, join our community, We Are Mother Tongue, and tune in for real talk that supports the whole you, because modern motherhood is busy and no one should do it all alone.
I'm so incredibly excited to welcome Grainne Sullivan to Mother Tongue. Grainne, how are you?
I am all the better for seeing you, my friend.
I feel like we're going to cover all the bases today.
I mean, hopefully a bit of skin within that.
Yeah, because that is why we're here.
I know.
Really want to talk about skin. Really want to talk about mostly like Korean skin. Not Korean skin as actually the people, but you know what they're bringing to the world.
What they're putting
What
out
you are
there.
bringing.
What's taken over, babe? I mean K-beauty.
I am loving it.
The most Korean-looking Irish woman that you're ever going to see.
Do you know what? I have had a reoccurring dream recently.
Of me?
Of you. No, I'm in Korea, honestly.
Oh, wow.
And I'm going to getting all the work done.
Listen, I'm going to send you a list.
I really want to go.
Put it out there. We're manifesting. Let's
Yeah.
go together. I'm due my annual trip up. I actually was meant to be there next week. But yeah.
But situation. Speaking of situation, I feel like before we get into everything, this is the first time we've kind of really on the podcast talked about everything that's been going on in the region. How are you feeling?
Do you know what? I'm actually grand. And
Love
I know
that.
when people are like, are you grand? Are you grand? It's like, I'm fine. I actually am fine. I have to say, I was here for the whole thing. Didn't batten down the hatches. I was representing me and the kids. It was definitely like hairy moments where I was like, oh my goodness, like you have to reevaluate your whole life, basically. But I feel really calm that I stayed. And even like, I feel like my brain computed like, okay, alerts, danger. It's like being anybody who went out, all my friends who left and traveled, I felt like they were so much more anxious than I was actually here, because I felt like you just feel like things are under control. Like in a way, seeing things with your eyes, I felt like my brain could process, okay, that's what a strike, or that's what a, something visually, the alert and seeing things in the sky looks like. And I'm still fine. And I woke up the next day and my kids are fine. We are all fine. It's scary when it's happening, but actually I got a lot of peace from like information that was given to us and the way that everything was handled.
Exactly. I feel like there has been more unknown being out of the country versus actually being here, where it's actually all been very transparent.
Yes.
And it's remarkable how well
you feel calm, you're back.
Yeah. Don't. There's like no words. Don't get me wrong. Now looking back on our time, we'd always had a trip planned for spring break. Easter holidays,
as
whatever
most
you want to
people
call
did.
them. Yeah.
I feel like even I had my diary was planned for going away, and I was like, it makes sense.
I was really excited. I booked for this place, this Kinder hotel
We talked about
in
this.
Austria, where it was 40 hours of free childcare. It was not going.
A holiday for you.
It was brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I was quite adamant that I was leaving, but then we ended up extending for an extra week in England. Whilst like looking back on it now, I definitely look back on it fondly. At the time, I was just like, please get me out of here. It was cold to the bone.
It was shiver me timbers.
It was warmer in Austria, in the mountains where there was snow, than it was where I was in my hometown in England. It was not normal. And then also the whole like solo parenting 3 children whilst trying to homeschool 2 with a baby who's teething, and the mess, like everything. I was just like, no, get me out.
I'm in the middle of washing. I'm in the middle of prepping food. I'm in the middle of doing everything. Your routine is out the window.
Absolutely. And I just lived off gin and chocolate.
Wow. I mean, do you know what? Needs must, babe.
I mean, it was a solid diet.
100%. I mean, I was having I'll tell you, the wine helps as well with the alerts. I was sleeping like a baby.
Yeah.
Melatonin.
Turn them off as well.
Melatonin and a little French red.
Love it.
I was living my best life.
It's brilliant. I think that's the way to do it.
Absolutely.
But I think it has been remarkable how the UAE have handled everything and how they've made everybody feel so safe. And I will say that if this was England,
Or Ireland.
I don't think they would have coped with the situation at all.
No.
So hats off to the UAE.
100%.
And I'm so happy to be home.
Me too.
And the weather is so nice. Can we talk about that for a moment?
Sorry, we're in the middle of April.
I know.
And outside, I've got a blazer on me, babe.
It's wild. I wore a jumper yesterday. I'm like, what is this?
Love it.
I don't know if this is like new weather.
I feel like, are we just catching a break?
Maybe.
Or is this just
After
like to
the
make
rain.
up for last time? Exactly. After the rain, and even that, there was storms when you.
I know.
And, that's hashtag triggering in itself. But actually, everything was pretty fine.
I know. I didn't see half the things that we saw with the biblical rain.
Absolutely.
Even though it was probably just the same amount of rain.
It definitely was, but it was fine.
Just well handled.
Again, we actually did something about it when
know.
when they realised there was a problem. They sort of fixed it. We're just not used to that coming from where we're coming from.
I know.
There's potholes on my road for the last 25 years.
Don't talk about the potholes. The potholes wound me up. I was like, I don't understand. And now also what's really bizarre is Waze tells you there's a pothole. So when you're driving, it's like pothole, but it just constantly pothole.
Hazards the whole way.
Pothole. And I'm like, for God's sake.
We're trying to explain to the kids what a pothole is. That's
a hole in the
mine
road.
are like, why is there no lights on these roads?
No, don't.
I'm like, listen,
don't
worry about
That's
it.
a whole conversation for another time. Anyway,
that's a different pod.
With a whole different pod.
Anyway, we're happy to be back.
We are.
We're happy to be home.
They're happy to be reunited.
Yes.
And actually, the first things I've done since I've been back, I've had Botox.
Yes.
Tick.
Obviously.
I've had a massage.
Yeah.
Great. What else did I do? I've had my lashes done.
Gorge.
Korean lash lift.
Love that. Brows are on fleek.
Love that for me.
Yes.
I did some tattoo removal. Most painful thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
I mean, like, worth
way
it,
worse
but
than actually. Well, I've got one that I'm in the middle of. Like, he's coming off.
It's
a similar stitch.
Oh, but that's big.
That's big.
I feel for you.
That's 19 years of age and let out of the house for the first time. I was like, what is this? Rihanna stars down the ankle.
Shine bright like a diamond.
Literally.
Love this.
You're very lucky it's not on the back of my neck.
But at least you'd be able to hide it.
Oh, well, true. This hair wouldn't cover all.
I need
but
the hair.
No, he's going.
Yeah.
The kids are like, Mom, please put your foot away.
That's how I feel about mine. Mine's also on my foot. It's so tragic. It just makes me want to cry. But for everyone who doesn't know you, please tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm 18 years in skin, aesthetics, beauty. Basically, it's like all I ever knew. My mom was a hairdresser and had I had this great introduction into working my way through sweeping floors, washing hairs, doing makeup badly, for a couple of years when I was in my teens. That was all my part-time work. And then I suffered really badly with my own skin when I was, between 13 and sort of 17. And I decided, to do all the worst things you can imagine, benzoyl peroxide, Clearasil pads, any type of, home remedy that would burn the face off me. I was trying it. So anyway, of course, I ended up in a worse state and scarred and everything else. And my mom, who you're not going on Roaccutane, which was the only option basically at the time for anybody who had any skin issues, that or tea tree lotion.
Yeah.
Found this amazing clinic in Dublin, and basically, very long story short, I was introduced to medical grade aesthetics and lasers at this clinic, and it was one of the only ones in Ireland. And I ended up doing an apprenticeship with the lady who owned the clinic. So I was doing my skin specialist and beauty at the same time as I was working here, and this became sort of my whole world, which was very small at the time. Lasers, people only use laser for hair removal when I started with laser. So laser for skin and scarring and acne, that was my whole life for about 4 or 5 years. So I had an amazing introduction into this world, and my passion, knowledge and understanding the causes and, what gets results became all consuming. So I started there and I just kept growing. I was an educator for a while. I basically worked as every job you can imagine in salons and clinics, and I ended up in Dubai then and started working again, clinics, speciality with laser. We met.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, skin laundry. And we, from there, just grew and grew and grew. And I ended up in Korea then.
So this is what I was going to ask, because I personally actually don't know this gap in the story. So
yeah,
after Skin Laundry, which I knew very much what you did there, then obviously Glazed appeared. What happened in that interim? What was the catalyst for Glazed?
So for me, after Skin Laundry, I sort of stepped more into like consulting and management and training. And I really, really missed like hands-on treatments and actually like, you know, telling people what to do to their skin and then having to have somebody else do it. So I was like, no, I need to get my hands on people again. But being really honest, I felt like there was such a big gap between Dubai. Clinics are businesses. We're all here, you know, trying to make a living, make money. I did feel like at a point I became sort of disillusioned with the amount of services and the amount of conflicting treatments and the amount of different things that were coming on the market constantly promising, oh my God, this is the best machine you're ever going to get, or this is the best treatment you're ever going to get for acne. And like 6 months later, the next best, oh my God, forget everything that you know. And I felt like, to be honest, people were being sold high ticket items, but the basics and fundamentals were completely ignored. So I was like, I feel like I need to go back and just start from scratch, because people, I don't think, understand the function of the skin and physiology of the skin. And I felt like all the people in the industry at the time were just concerned with selling you a high ticket item that was a quick fix without giving you the full picture of why the skin is behaving this way, or how to treat the root cause of all of these issues. So K beauty and Korean skin was sort of in its like early days. Okay. It was sort of like, people were like, oh, cheapy stuff from Korea. But I actually studied in Ireland with a Korean lady who was like the most insanely knowledgeable skin specialist I've ever worked with in my life. And her skin was like a mirror.
Glass.
Honestly, I would be like, catch her. She looked like a ghost nearly. She was that like luminous. But anyway, so this always played on my mind. And I contacted her and I asked her about in Korea, where did she study? What did she do? Because I really would love to maybe just go back and get like a refresh into the world. Because I was like interested in like scalp as well. This was another part of it. So I ended up in Korea. I was there for nearly 12 weeks studying and living there. So I had the best time. Honestly, if I wasn't living in Dubai, I would move to Seoul tomorrow.
City I've actually probably ever been to.
I love it. I didn't expect to love it as much as I did, especially with the language thing. I was like, I thought it was going to be a unicorn when I got there, Marianne, with this pale skin, red hair. Not one person looked in my direction. I was just staring at people on the subway. I was like, these people do not look real. They look like they're filtered in real life. And yeah, cool city, cool food. But yeah, so I studied there and I did skin and scalp. And I basically was like, right, try and really understand how they're doing things so differently and how they're getting ahead of the game compared to what we're doing in the West. And what I found was, and I think like this ties into this whole K-beauty, there's what the world thinks Korean skincare is, and there's what Koreans do to their skin. And it's two different things. So the Koreans, it's very like ritual. It's what you do is based on what you see on your skin. It's not 10 steps every day. It's not like more is more is more, which I think, you know, the West has taken, and it's like, this is a commercially viable idea, is get people to buy like 20 different moisturizers and serums, and that's going to fix it all. Their approach is definitely 360. It's about like diet. It's about, you know, the conditions that they're living in. They change their skincare. They have like 4 seasons. I'm sure you know, what time of the year did you go?
Summer.
Oh, so it was hot.
Yeah, it was hot.
Yeah, I was there like autumn into winter. So
stunning.
It was like Central Park,
crisp,
like falling leaves. Beautiful.
And I love that there's just mountains in the city. Like, blows my mind.
Yeah. And so much like green.
Yeah, it's such a phenomenal place.
Everybody needs to actually go. Yeah. We need to plan the trip.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, they change everything based on what's happening outside. They're not just giving a blanket like 20 different steps. And gut health, huge. Yeah. They eat everything, like fermented food is a huge part of their diet, varied diet. And the climate as well. even though it's a city, there's very low pollution there. It's got like it's a real blustery, windy place, actually, you know, most of the year. So they don't have the buildup of pollution as well in the air. So they can get away with, you know, changing things a little bit. Whereas the ethos is what we should be taking with us, which is treat the skin that you see in the mirror and do it consistently and daily. That is
the bread and butter.
But it's what works for them. So yeah, when I brought it here, scalp as well, like I've seen so many people with issues here. I myself suffered with psoriasis in my scalp for years from when I moved to Dubai. And there was just nothing. There was really nothing out there that was for just like treating irritated, sensitized scalps, build up, dandruff, all this type of thing. You could use, you know, medicated shampoos, went to different derms, trichologists, but there was nothing. It was just a lot of money and no result. So again, that was something that was emerging from Korea. And I was like, do you know what? I'm going to go. And I went to actually have it for myself rather than anything else. And I was like, oh my God, Dubai needs this more than anybody.
Yeah.
Everybody suffers with hair loss. Everybody suffers with hair thinning. Most people suffer with, you know, traction, alopecia if they're wearing extensions. Like I work with, you know, an amazing team of hairdressers as well and extension specialists. And that was the main issue that they were seeing coming through the door was traction alopecia from wearing extensions because everybody's hair was thinning out. So I was like, listen, we got to treat the root cause. We have to go back to the start. And yeah, just, you know, men, women, it affects everybody. So yeah, that was
that's where everything was born.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've experienced treatments. You don't do everything. You're not a all show pony. No. You're very specialized in what you do.
Yes.
How did you pick the specific treatments? Because it's don't get me wrong, I could be wrong here because again, I'm not a skin expert, but it's mostly centered around peels, correct?
Yes, I do a lot of resurfacing and acid work for the face and for the scalp. Actually, I do a lot. What I do for the skin on the face, I usually do for the scalp as well. So I'm like treating it as a whole, which is a very Korean way of looking at it. Again, holistic. The skin doesn't just stop here on your face, it goes all the way back down. And usually if your skin is sensitive, your scalp is also sensitized. So we're doing everything. But yeah, peels and resurfacing is sort of like my bread butter, layering acids and working like deeper into the skin, but in a very low, slow, gentle way. I'm all about like, you know, the Christmas dinner. You don't put it in for 30 minutes in the microwave. You burn it and then it's raw in the middle. I'm on the same lines with skin. I'm like, it's low and slow, it's consistent, and it's forever the changes.
Yeah.
I'm not about just, you know, what happens today in the room or tomorrow. I want this to have longevity for the next, you know, 18 months. Everything that I'm doing is considered.
Yeah. And is that why you decided to go in more down this route than, you know, the needlework or your lasers, for example? Because they have those in Korea. I don't know if they are as popular as they are in the West.
Oh, God, yeah. They are.
Oh, God, they love it all.
They have it all.
Bless you, Korea.
God bless you, Korea, for what you're bringing out. Do you know what? Like, don't get me wrong. I love all aesthetic treatments. I am a huge fan of laser. Listen, I'm like, there is a place for everything. I find that people were skipping the basic part and jumping straight into your injectables or, you know, very strong energy devices. So I was like, you're missing a trick, babe, because everything, if you start from the foundation is strong, everything else improves. And the result of everything else, it's you 10x it.
Exactly.
So don't get me wrong, I'm doing everything and anything under the sun myself because I know that they all work together really well, but it's about, like I said, being considerate with what you're doing. Does it make sense for your skin? And how are you layering it? Like, what is your treatment plan? Because if you're just throwing everything at the wall and hoping it sticks, it's not going to work.
That's not a good approach.
It's not a good approach.
So you mentioned at the very beginning that lots of people misunderstand what it means to have good skin, especially here. Like, can you just bring that back? What is good skin? How can we tell if we've got good skin versus bad skin?
The easiest way to tell if you have good, healthy skin is if you have good barrier function.
Okay, which I want to break that down as well.
The barrier on barrier function.
What is a barrier function?
So the easiest way I explain to my clients all the time is your barrier, which is basically the ozone layer of your skin.
Yeah.
Okay. So you think about the ozone layer as protecting Earth from external, attack basically from the solar system. So pollutants and anything that you don't want to get in there. If your barrier, your ozone layer is compromised, what happens? It's letting free radicals, pollution, all the nasties into the skin, basically. And impaired barrier is the most common thing that I see. I would say 99% of my clients who come to me come because they've tried everything and nothing is working. And they're like, I don't know why it's still like this. And as soon as I see them, I'm like, your barrier is
shade.
Yeah. And the way it presents is irritation, breakouts, flakiness, dehydration. And usually a lot of my clients will be here maybe 6 months and they've, whatever they've been doing in the UK or whatever they've been doing at home in Europe or wherever they've come from, they've been doing that for years and their skin has been great. And they get here and 6 months down the line, they've got acne, they've got, rosacea, they've got irritation. They haven't changed their routine. They don't know what it is. They're blaming the water. Everybody blames the water. The water. I got a filter. I'm like, oh, fantastic.
Whoa.
Whoa-wee. So the thing is, the actives, the water filters, those blue things in the mall that people are like pushing. I'm like, who's buying these? These people are buying them. Yeah. The biggest issue is product layering, and the biggest issue is doing a lot of inflammatory work. And a lot of my UK and Irish girls love to come and tell me that they're using trash, that they're using, I microneedle. I've been microneedling for years. I go I like to get microneedling done every 6 weeks. I do it at home. You are creating too much inflammation in your skin. You're stripping the skin constantly instead of trying to nurture it and build your barrier. You cannot fix anything until you fix the barrier. So it's like protect, and then you can go into, you want glow, you want, glass skin, that all comes. But first step is treat the inflammation, fix the barrier.
How do we fix the barrier?
Great questions. She's professional at this. Your barrier needs to be minded. So basically, if you think of like a scab or an open wound, what's the worst thing you can do is continue to pick. You want to give it everything it needs to like incubate it. Barrier function is highly linked to like hydration and transdermal water loss, which just means like how well your skin is absorbing. And even though it sounds contradictory, the first step for barrier repair is to, I like to say, sand the fence. When you think about it, you're going to paint a fence, right? You want it to look new and beautiful and glazed. You need to sand it down first. So you need to remove this sort of dead, impaired layer so that you've got room for fresh, healthy skin to come up. That's where my resurfacing and my acids come in a very controlled way. We're taking this broken barrier away, and we're giving the skin all the nutrients and all of the peptides and antioxidants it needs to build back stronger. In that process, you have to be using home care. You have to be protecting the skin and doing something, again, that's going to hydrate the skin. Mm-hmm. That's where people go wrong. They're like,
retinols and acids, and we should be using...
You should be going hyaluronic acid, which is like, your moisture-loving elements that like draw water into the skin. You want something that's like a protective layer, a little blanket over the skin. Yeah. That's why, even your mineral SPFs and things like that, it's so important that we're using the right type of protection on the skin that gives that little blanket, shields it as it's healing and repairing. So it needs to incubate for a little while after these treatments.
What about, so let's say we've got a damaged barrier.
Yeah.
Let's say we've been using a retinol and other acids at night for years.
Yeah.
And we want to repair it. So we've got our hyaluronic acids. Am I saying that correctly?
Hyaluronic. It's fine. It's close enough.
I mean, I love that. I bought 2 really thick ones whilst I was in England because my skin looked visibly dehydrated from the weather.
Yeah, changing climate is like the quickest way to do it.
It was so upset, and I looked so haggard, like the lines just looked so deep.
Everything's sitting on your skin. Yeah.
What about things like vitamin C's?
Yes.
Can they stay or go?
Vitamin C, great. And especially here, vitamin C, it's like amazing for pollutants. So it's like it stops free radicals. It's like your orange skin. It's protection. So vitamin C is amazing. A lot of people are a little bit nervous about vitamin C because sometimes it can be stimulating. Some people tend to get a little bit of a breakout, but it depends on the type of vitamin C.
Okay.
You've got soluble
Yeah.
and you've got active. You want something, it shouldn't feel oily on the skin. A lot of the serums are like oil based.
Yes,
you
yes.
want like a water base
Yes.
with a vitamin C, or like hyaluronic acid and vitamin C together. They're amazing. They work perfect together.
Okay.
Great for pigmentation as well. Great for UV damage.
Love this.
Love vitamin C.
And then what about like at the moment I'm on a big, I mean, I own a lot from Medicube.
I know.
I mean, I went a little bit too much, to be fair, but they've got
Hashtag influenced.
I just love it.
No.
The pink stuff in the bottle, which I am actually really loving.
Okay.
What do we think about that? Can we still use that to boost the skin barrier, or are we?
Look,
Give it to me. Come on.
Yeah, it's nonsense. There's the percentages in Medicube are so low that actually it's a lot of it is just sitting on the skin. Absorption wise, either you've got a molecule that's too big, which looks amazing on camera, you look glowy, you look shiny, you're like, oh, I'm looking glassy. But you go to bed at night and that goes onto your pillow. It's not actually getting into your skin. One part. Okay. Medicube, I can't talk to your specific one, but that mask that people went crazy about, the peel.
Yeah.
Barrier ripped apart after that. I actually had 4 clients with dermatitis following the use of
the one that you the
peely one.
Yeah, the one you sleep in overnight.
Yeah. Because guess what?
Definitely
it's just hanging on to every little vellus hair, hanging onto the skin, and then you rip it from the skin. You rip not just the dead skin, you're ripping that barrier open. It's like a meteor coming through the ozone layer when you use that thing. So do not, please do not. And lots of like teenagers, like I'm seeing like girls who are like 15, 16, 17, like my daughter's age group are all coming to me and they're like, my skin is so bad, it's breaking out. It's worn away with these things.
OMG.
Yeah. And interesting fact, dermatitis is like on the rise for teenagers rather than acne. So now we have an issue where they've been stripping their skin with all these actives. Yeah. So a lot of like skincare groups are aiming at that age. Yeah. You go into Sephora, I feel like a geriatric when I walk through the door.
Agreed.
My 9-year-old feels more comfortable walking around Sephora than I do because, again, everything looks like it's an upgrade from the play center, basically. Yeah. So, dermatitis is basically where the skin is highly sensitized and the barrier is destroyed. So it's not that we're overproducing oil; it's that they're stripping and stripping and stripping, and that irritation is visible.
So I had really bad dermatitis actually when I first moved here.
Right.
Like the first 6 months that I moved here, I had it all down here, and they gave me steroid cream. Looking back on it now, I'm like, oh my God, my lack of knowledge and also their lack of knowledge. Yeah. I mean, because obviously it would go away for a bit, but then it
would give you, yes. Yeah.
I mean, it took me ages to get rid of it. And yeah, I mean, after that,
what was in the end? What did you do?
It finally went. I think
skin acclimatized.
I think so. I think it was genuinely just moving here.
And external.
Exactly.
factors.
And I had no idea what was going on. And again, I've been lucky the majority of my life that I've never had terrible acne or terrible issues with my skin. That was kind of my first run-in with it.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've really taken skin seriously until the last 2 years. And now I'm like, let's throw everything at the wall and see what sticks.
I mean, it's looking great.
But I love it. I do love it. And for the longest time, these have been my issues. These lines.
Yeah.
Which, and I've spoken to so many people now. It's like, what do you put in it?
Yeah.
Do you Botox it? Do you filler it? What
did I say to you?
I know. Well, guess where I'm going tomorrow?
Where are you going tomorrow? See my friends.
I am.
You're back.
I'm going to see Dr. Arena at Health Bay to get some sculpture done.
Well, yeah, hello. She's doing my neck next week. I'm so excited.
I'm so excited.
No, listen. There's very few people I trust with my life. I trust Dr. Irina with my life. Like, whatever she tells me to do, I'm doing it.
Can we talk about sculpture for a moment whilst we're on that? Because I feel like this is a big buzzword at the moment. Lots of people are talking about it. Quite a lot of people are quite scared of it.
Yeah. I will say amazing tool, but you have to know who's doing this is extremely competent and capable of what they're doing, because it's a biostimulant, which just basically means it is, when you apply it to the skin, think of like the layers of your skin like a book. When you add this in, it creates tightening by like fusing those layers together. So for people who are thinking about facelift later on, Sculptra can rule you out for a facelift later on in life. Because can
being the operative word here.
Can.
Okay.
Because it's not that new, but it is, still they're figuring it out. I don't know what's going to happen in the next, aesthetics move so quick. Like 6 months down the line, there could be a solution. When it came first, this was the big concern. It's like, if you were thinking about a deep plane facelift, you're not going to be able to do it because you've fused these layers, the S mass, the muscle and the nerves, everything is sort of getting stuck together, and that's what's creating this tight tension, the lift. But I'm onto a new thing, and if we go to Korea, this is what I am doing. Because
this is what I was going to ask. There are some new things that are like Sculptra with the same kind of effect.
I'm here to talk about all my favorite things.
Sure.
Zerf. XERF. Zerf.
Okay.
Radio frequency. Oh. It's a new type of monopolar radio frequency that's in the market. I'm all over Korean TikTok at all times.
Love this. But I need to do this as well.
My Korean dermatologist, who I'm back and forth with him all the time, he said to me, has Zerf hit Dubai yet? And I was like, I actually don't know if anybody has it yet, but it's everywhere. Thermage, very similar.
Yeah. Okay, we'll come on to that in a moment, because no, I haven't done Thermage, because I mean, like lots of people, it's a very overwhelming space.
Very overwhelming space.
And I know what I've tried versus haven't tried.
Yeah.
I'm still confused of all the many different things.
The energy devices and where that's the same as like the home care space and the actives. There's conflicting treatments. There's things that don't make sense for you to do together. But if you think of like the world of energy the same way as you think of the skin, it's like it's layering and it's doing it at the right time. These aren't like do more. This is like what's worth saving up for and doing once a year that's going to keep you going for like the next 2 years.
Yeah.
Rather than these sort of quick
fixes.
Yeah. That are creating a lot of inflammation that some skin can handle, but not everybody can. And then you lead to other issues, pigmentation.
For sure. Because, so bringing it back to, Sculptra and Zerf essentially have the same results, but Sculptra is obviously an injectable.
Yeah.
And Zerf is a radio frequency. So it's kind of like, it's not a laser.
It's not
We're
a laser.
Not going to get confused there.
No, it's radio frequency, and radio frequency has had a bad rep for a couple of years. Things like Morpheus 8 is radio frequency microneedling. And for a while, what we were seeing was issues with fat pads being dissolved, with radio frequency being used at too high of a heat.
Right.
So that was like a big issue. Like before there was Ozempic face, there was Morpheus 8 face. Don't come for me, Morpheus 8. But, I love it for certain areas of the body. I love it for body, for cellulite, for like anywhere you want to dissolve fat. Microneedling RF is amazing because it gets right down deep and it melts fat basically.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
This area.
What about a love handle?
Right? You could do it, but it's hard to, because again, you need to there needs to be a little bit of contouring going on there.
Right.
Body is tough because everybody's like fat placement, displacement is different.
Yeah.
But stretch marks, cellulite, incredible. Scars, incredible. Like any sort of marks and scars, this is really good for helping it.
Amazing.
But yeah, on the face, no, I don't recommend it for anybody. I've not seen any results unless you had like a lot of weight and you've lost it and you've got a lot of lax skin and the fat pads are gone already. Okay, you get a bit of tightening, but
there's other things in the market that will do that for you and much better.
So Zerf is monopolar radio frequency. So it heats the skin to 42 degrees. It basically works into the dermis just to the perfect heat. Soft wave as well is another one that's amazing that I really rate. But this causes tightening, but no fat loss. So for the face, we never want to do fat loss.
No.
We lose it naturally as women in our 30s. Yeah. Hollowing out. I'd like to lose a little bit here, but it's coming from up here. So you want to always think about banking your collagen, which Q-switch laser, Nd:YAG, Pico, those type of lasers are amazing for building collagen. If I was in my 20s, I would tell people you should be doing more of this. You should be doing more collagen banking.
Boosting.
Yeah,
Okay.
and boosting. Because longevity wise, that's what keeps everything up and tight. And then you can work on all your boosters and everything else and injectables. But if you don't have that firm foundation, actually, I was having chin filler done a couple of weeks ago, just to give a little bit of profile. I've literally, this is my second time doing it, and my incredible doctor who was injecting, she was like, oh my God, I cannot get a cannula into your skin. She's like, it is so firm. You've got just so much collagen built up. And she's like, this is 100% from when you've been doing it. Because I would have done laser all through my 20s and early 30s. Like we were very lucky. We were getting it done. I mean, it was like bi-weekly.
Yeah.
So I feel it in my skin. I have like a bounce, and I really, really, really attribute that to years of lasering. And even like if you're not doing it as often as that, doing it like once every 6 months as just like a boost is amazing.
And so for the collagen banking, which is your top tip on the lasers?
Top tip, lasers. So
which one?
Q-switch, Nd:YAG laser, or Pico laser as well is amazing.
I've heard of Pico.
You would have had Nd:YAG done. That was what you would have done when we were in Skin Laundry.
Okay, yeah.
So it's not really aggressive. It's very much like, you know, when you're having it done, you get a nice sort of like tightening of the pores on the surface, but it's what's happening underneath the skin is amazing. Great for pigmentation as well. Pico especially.
Okay.
So those lasers are like collagen boosting, collagen building. Tightening, as in energy, laser coring.
Yes.
Ultra clear.
So the ultra clear and the CO2, they are more focused on tightening.
They're tightening, and they're also like CO2 traditionally would have been like scarring and you know, visible wrinkles and lines and texture issues. Laser coring is an incredible new device on the market that physically cores skin from the face and the neck and any other area that you want to do. So it's removing tiny little columns of skin. It's like micro traumas that tighten the collagen. She's like,
yeah, I mean, the coring, it's intense.
Coring's intense, but that is the closest thing to a non-surgical facelift you will get, because that is actually removing to tighten and activate the collagen in your skin, and amazing results. That's the closest thing to a facelift you're going to get.
And from the options that are on the market at the moment, if you had to pick between CO2 and an ultra clear, what would you be going for?
Oh, ultra clear every time.
Okay.
Yeah, ultra clear every time. I like mild fractionated devices. I don't feel like, especially in this landscape, you need to be shaving down your skin constantly. Unless you have really deep scarring, like marking of the skin, hyperpigmentation, that's where those tools come in amazing. But if you're constantly peeling the skin, even for my treatments, if you're using a lot of acids, if you're doing a lot of peeling, you can oversensitize and you create more of an issue then, where you open the skin up to all of these external factors, and you just go backwards and stuff.
And how often should we be doing these kind of like hardcore coring laser treatments?
Oh God, that's like a once every 2 year setup. That's like you're investing in that.
Yeah.
Same soft wave would be like or soft wave or Zerf, these type of ones. They're like a once every 6 to 8 months type treatment. Again, you're creating collagen there, and we have good collagen and bad collagen. This is another thing that people don't talk about, because here as well, I see a lot of people with microneedling, fixation, like skin pen. People are like, it's like they've got a wand. Yeah. I use skin pen. I work with it. I love microneedling, but I'm like shallower and more considered with what you're putting on topically at the same time. Yeah. I get better results for clients than going really deep. Unless you have scars, I'm not going in like 2 mm into your skin. No. There's no need. You're just creating trauma for the sake of trauma. And also, when you microneedle or radiofrequency microneedle, what you're adding to the skin, like what polynucleotides are you adding? Are you adding boosters? Are you doing, stem cells? What are we trying to get into the skin? Because your body's natural healing response is triggered when we create an injury with the skin pen or the derma pen or whatever we do. Depending on your own health, that depends on the type of skin that's going to be produced. So if your skin has been suffering and you haven't been having the greatest results, if I just cause a load of damage, you're going to just see that times 10. Like, it's not going to give you baby skin. Whereas if we introduce boosters or peptides, that is going to dramatically improve the type of skin that's going to be produced when I create this injury. But if I don't do that,
yeah, then we're just creating the injury.
Then I'm just making you bleed.
Yeah.
Like, do you want to feel pain?
Yeah, God. Yeah. Only if it comes with the results. Thank you very much.
100%.
You touched upon filler then.
Yeah.
Let's talk about filler. What are your thoughts around filler, Botox, all the kind of, what are they?
Injectables.
Injectables, but they're injectables that are synthetic, correct?
Yeah, correct. Well, hyaluronic acid is your fillers. So depending on like areas and thickness and viscosity, I'm not anti them. I will tell you, I didn't have a filler anywhere near me. I have no filler in my lips. I have no filler anywhere in my face, only my chin, because God love me, I was born with the underbite of the century. So the lower face needed that little bit of definition, I felt. So when I went to Korea, actually, I didn't let anybody do it in any sense, anywhere that I've worked. He really was like to me, like symmetry, balance. And I was like, okay, 0.2 in the chin. Like, I mean, it was a drop.
Yeah.
I can't say like I was like, oh, I see a big difference. I decided to do it again because I just feel like, again, I'm 37. I'm like, I need to just give a little definition. I'm not anti-filler. The only thing is people need to realize this thing moves and it can migrate.
Which
and
I never knew.
Totally.
Like, that is terrifying.
Have you done? What have you done? Anything?
I've not done filler.
Yeah.
But mostly because I remember when Caroline's, I think it was Caroline Stanbury, or it was someone else, someone I follow on Instagram, when they had their facelift and the doctor peeled the face away, they found all the old filler, and it took longer because they had to scrape the old filler out. And I mean, at that point, I was like, no.
You're like, I'm about to pass away.
Like, never.
Yeah, it's there. And it's not going anywhere. And it is, to a degree synthetic as well. And it's something you're adding to your body.
Yeah.
I think unless you are doing it for that type of like structure, and again, done by somebody who has a very gentle hand and is like about facial harmonization, don't go anywhere near it. Lips, I mean, I've seen some of the worst. Worst jobs, but also occlusions is like such an underspoken about aspect. Like the danger with filler is the risk, honestly, is so high that you're going to have an occlusion, which is basically where you tip off a vein with the filler, causes necrosis of the vein, and then you have like literally people have like the tips of their nose fall off when filler on their lips go wrong. I've seen a girl who like honestly was this close to going blind from having like a liquid nose job done. If you're not a professional who knows how to reverse it, like this is why these couch surfing situations and people going into back rooms and having filler done is honestly the stupidest thing that you're putting your life in danger doing that, because an occlusion can kill you, can have filler like travel to your brain. It's not. Yeah. Botox, love. I need to doing too much movement on this forehead. I had
my bunny ears or bunny lines, whatever they're called.
Yeah, your bunny lines.
For the first time ever, I've never had those done, and I was like, my gosh, I feel like I've been missing out.
Have you done a lip flip?
No.
Don't. I did it, and I couldn't drink from a straw for 6 months. I was just dribbling, basically. Your lip, it feels like you can't make an O shape. You can't do that.
No.
So you just have like this. Your bottom lip is doing it, but your top lip is just flat. So you're drinking out of a straw, and it's like it's hitting off somebody who's,
thank you.
It's not sexy, I'll tell you that.
No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
But I do love Nefertiti, Barbie neck, the traps. Amazing if you've got any tension in the shoulders. Oh yeah, drop the traps. TMJ.
Yeah.
It's medical.
Oh, yeah. Like, can I get that on insurance, do we think?
Absolutely. Trying to play.
And then again, thoughts on your polynucleotides, your like Heil, all the kind of skin boosters. Do we love?
I love boosters. Yeah, I do. I love Rejurin. That's like my staple obsession.
Can you get that here?
You can.
Okay.
Irina can do it.
Okay.
And I love, Rejurin Healer is like my number one. I did that. It's probably 18 months since I did the last one, and I will say genuinely, my skin was glowing. Like it's again, the transdermal water loss, it's your barrier protection. Your boosters are great for building your barrier and keeping your barrier strong.
Okay.
So it's hydration on a deep layer in your skin.
Yes.
Polynucleotides, again, I work with a lot. Yeah, but again, be careful what boosters you're getting, as in what is the source, where do they come from?
So that, like, Profhilo and things like that, like...
Profhilo, to be honest, I'm not the biggest fan. I feel like it's like a flash in the pan. You put it in and 6 weeks later, it's, you know, it's basically like a hyaluronic acid that you've just soaked your skin in, but it doesn't go anywhere.
Any others that you think are not worth the hype?
Any others that aren't worth the hype? No, there's nothing that I'm like completely and utterly against. Honestly, like Morpheus would have been my on the but I do love BBL, IPL as well.
Yeah, I feel like I need to do a little bit of BBL because up here is getting a bit
where the pigment is
pigmenty.
Hit. Amazing for rosacea as well, for any sort of like, you know, broken capillaries, that type of thing. As a pale Irish woman.
PRP?
No. Actually, PRP is one of my, anybody who knows me, I'm creating a fancy show to basically remove your own plasma, which is, if you're having issues, if you're having hair loss, say, for example, depending on what your diet is, depending on what your lifestyle is, the quality of your own plasma, it's not working as it is. So why would I take it out, spin it, charge you for it, and then inject it back into your scalp?
Yes, okay, good point. Good point. So PRP.
PRP, I feel like is a
bit of a fad. Scam. Yeah. Okay, good to know. Good. I'm going to bring the conversation back to Korea for a moment because we touched on a bit of like Medicube chat. But we know you also love Korea. So are there Korean brands or Korean products that you love that you recommend us investing in?
Do like, now again, this is another, be warned, a lot of the Korean products that you get here, be careful of your sourcing you're getting from. There's a lot of like counterfeit, and I've had oh yeah, as in like the online ordering, there's about 10 different K beauty in Dubai UAE beauty. I've had loads of people send me stuff and I'm like, that's
not the right product.
That's that's the Karama version.
Amazon? Only
from, when it's like a registered. Yeah. Just be careful. Because honestly, that's a landmine. Because when I went to Korea and obviously I stock up, and if anybody who's going, get, all your air hostess friends, get anybody who's flying in and out there regularly to stock you up there. Because definitely quantities and the formulations can be a little bit different, even with the registered products here.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Okay. So if you want the clean stuff, the real stuff, you got to get it from the source.
Okay, fine.
But there is things definitely I rate. I like their Centella based products. So there's Skin 101, which is a Korean brand, and they do an amazing, the Centella, it's macadamia oil, which is like a serum, but it's a very, very small molecule in it. I love that. Skin by Joseon, I like their SPF.
Okay.
Which people will be shocked to hear, because usually I hate every other SPF than the one that I use. And what else do I rate from them? I like the Anoa. They've got a rice milk cleanser, which is like a lactic acid based cleanser, which everybody in Dubai should be using some form of AHA cleanser, because it's what dissolves this pollution buildup from the skin. It like helps to release these dead skin cells, and like I said, keep the barrier it's not too stripping and it's not too drying. It's like the perfect cream, perfect balance. Yeah. It's a top tip, actually. Cleansing is a big issue here.
What about like your, what's it called? Dr. Jart.
Dr. Jart.
Like, I mean, he's been around for a while.
He's actually all right. I have no hate for Dr. Jart. I mean, I love a little rubber mask, like a little occlusion. I'm like, put that on.
I mean, me too. I actually, when I was in England, I bought one from Space NK and had like a cozy night with my rubber mask.
Space NK as well. Yeah, a rubber mask. Again, what you put on underneath, like occlusion, is like one of the best ways you can drive products into your skin. So think of like, when you have, it's like a cast for the skin. That's again, heat and like moisture opens the pores and helps everything to drive in. So those type of masks are amazing if your skin is a little bit compromised and sensitive. You can put on like your vitamin C or your hyaluronic acid and then put the mask on top, and it really drives it into the skin.
So we like face masks. They're not a fad.
A face mask. No, I do like a face mask. I like a sheet mask. Like any good, really.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Who
Don't
doesn't
take all
like
the
a
joy
sheet
away
mask?
from us. I actually, under eye pads,
Yeah.
love.
Okay.
And I mean, they're basic.
Yeah.
But I do, there's something that makes me happy about them.
Okay. Well, my mum, I actually took some from my mum recently. I'll fish out the brand and send it to you. And I've just started using them daily. And I'm kind of like, I kind of love this. I kind of slip off occasionally, and my daughter's obsessed with touching them. She's like, can I poke your eye?
And then they're just like falling on the ground.
Yeah, and I'm like, The other day I actually tried to put them on and then put my LED mask on the top. But they were all slipping everywhere. I was like,
I love how you were like, I'm creating my own protocols these days. You're like, she's
doing it
layering.
on. I am.
More is more.
I was reading my book.
Yeah, I love
But
it.
speaking of LED masks, what do we think of the at-home red light masks? Fad or fabulous?
Fad.
Oh,
No,
poo you.
fad.
Don't tell me this.
Fad. Like, don't waste your money, because, I mean, honestly, nothing is strong enough that you can plug into your household sockets, to be honest. To actually penetrate, like, you need, and like for me to use one in the clinic or in the salon, I need like a converter to amp up the power on those things to be able to drive the rays to where they need to be, because a lot of them are just a bit.
But red light in general, where?
Red light I love.
Okay.
Near infrared I love.
Infrared, okay.
The only thing I'll tell you about red light with pigmentation, be careful.
Okay.
Yeah, because it does trigger melanocytes. It does trigger that sort of reaction in the skin. So if you are somebody with melasma or pigmentation, stick with your blue light over your red.
Okay. Whilst we're on products, we're going to just talk about normal products, not just necessarily K-beauty products.
Yeah.
So if we were to strip back our routine, like what would you make sure that we have on the regs?
On the regs, every single day, AHA, lactic acid based cleanser. And a mistake people do when they're cleaning, again, not just Korean, but like they're obsessed with their cleaning routine. Like when I was training there, it took a full week just to learn how to do the cleanse, because they're that pedantic about the cleanse. Yeah, because if you think about it, if you don't clean anything, nothing's getting into the skin. So you have to prep. Your cleanse is your most important step here, because we are constantly exposed to pollutants, hot and cold AC, dust. We know what an AC cleaning looks like.
Yeah.
And sweat. Okay, so we need to definitely take the time to do a proper cleanse. So you need your lactic acid. You need to work that thing in. I don't want to see like dry hands, dry skin. That's another top tip.
Yeah.
Work it in, then brush your teeth, leave it sitting on the skin, then wash it off. It shouldn't come off any quicker than 3 minutes. Yeah.
Okay, I've never done that. Good tip.
That's honestly, you're gonna get your money's worth out of everything else just by doing that. Then you need a corrective serum, or you need something that's going to like target. So maybe we're talking about pigmentation, or, you know, skin barrier. You've got vitamin C, tranexamic acid as well. Amazing for pigmentation. Glycolic acid, if it's like resurfacing pores, you know, enlarged pores or oilier skin. Salicylic, if used rightly, again for breakouts and any type of acne prone skin. And then you go in with your barrier creams, your hyaluronic acid, your heavy moisturizer. That's going to occlude everything. And that's like your finisher. 3, you need to clean, correct, protect. That's it.
Acids. Let's talk about acids for a moment.
Yeah.
So what's the rules? What are your rules, should I say, around acids? What acids should we use?
Again, depends on what your skin concern is, but there's things that make sense together and there's things that don't. Your retinols, your vitamin A's, these are very active like accelerants in the skin. So they're increasing cell turnover. But if your barrier is compromised and you start to like to set that fire in motion and keep making cells, the skin that's being produced is going to be compromised and damaged as it comes up. So you have to be careful about when you add these into your routine. I love retinol as an ingredient for anti-aging, but too much too soon is a problem. And that's when you get this glassy, wet look. People are like, oh my God, my skin is amazing. It's completely stripped. It's nearly like it's burnt. It's like your fingertip. If I use a lot of retinol in my treatments or a lot of vitamin A, I lose my fingerprint.
Oh my God.
which is great if I'm committing crimes, but I'm not.
No. No.
But same for your face. When you see that really sort of shiny, nearly looks wet, but also sensitized, it's red underneath. A lot of the girls who wear a lot of makeup will love a bit of retinol because it just gets rid of pores, but the skin is like inflamed underneath. Like,
oh my God.
And collagen destroy. Like it's doing the opposite is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, layering like glycolic acid, tranexamic acid, they love each other. Hyaluronic acid, you can sort of pair with nearly everything. Salicylic, you need to be careful. You need to use it as a localized treatment. And if your skin is flaring, it helps with cleaning out the pore, reducing sebum. But if you do too much of that, you strip the skin. Things like mandelic acid, which is more like professional grade, and pyruvic acid, I work with them in the clinic and in the salon. Those have to be done very controlled. And you're working into like deep dermal layers to fix and mend, you know, any sort of breakages basically in the links within the skin.
Wow.
Just like there's a lot.
There's a lot. And what are 3 things that you personally love that you use every day? Products,
my cleanser, my Exfo cleanse, I'm obsessed with. I always don't leave the house without using tranexamic acid because I love that glowing, bright, protected type of skin. So I actually love the Skin Laundry tranexamic acid. Okay. Still to this day is one of my favorites. And there is another one which is a Korean brand. It's Cosax, I think.
Send it to me. And
I will send it to you. It's good as well. It's actually hard to find tranexamic acid in a lot of products. It's big in the US. There's not a huge amount of it here, and it's big in Korea as well. Wow. It's again one of the only FDA approved ingredients to treat melasma. So if you have any sort of pigmentation or deep hyperpigmentation scarring, it's amazing. Okay. I love that. And yeah, my good old trusty post-recovery cream, which is basically like my barrier, my shield that I use every day. Love it. And SPF, I mean, she's the palest girl. You know.
We all need to be wearing our SPF, people.
Bounces off me. SPF, yeah. I mean,
essential. Any brand that you love?
The Beauty by Joseon one I really like, which is Korean, and I also love pH Formula as well. They've got a very nice one that's gorgeous under makeup as well.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Fabulous. I just want to quickly touch upon anti-aging before we get into our quickfire.
Yeah.
Obviously we're all aging, and I mean, I don't really want to age gracefully. I'm kind of like, just let's prevent this.
Lindsay Lohan has set the standard for all of us.
Love this.
Frozen in time.
Love it. We've obviously talked about lots of the treatments and skincare that we can do, but what else can we do in terms of, like, do you believe in collagen supplements, for example, peptides, like outside of what we can put on or inject into our skin? What else can we be doing to kind of help slow this anti-aging? Or what do you do that you love?
So bone broth.
Oh,
I love a little bit of bone broth. I actually, just before we came in here, I was speaking to the owner of Broth Lab. She's in doing another podcast.
Oh, stop it.
I was like, I love your product. But things like that are boosting your collagen. And again, gut health. Like supplements, it's hard to get the right combination of supplements. I'm a big believer in, like, you should be trying to do as much as you can through like your natural raw ingredients. But again, quality and the nutritional index of some of what's available to us here might not be as, like, you know, your spinach that you get in Spinneys may not be your spinach you get in Tesco that was grown down the road. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of traveling and logistics that go into trying to get this fresh food here, and it's losing its nutritional value. Yeah. Fermented foods, your sauerkrauts, those type of things. I love that. I think I love the taste of them anyway. So I'm like, it's not work for me, but I pretend like I'm, you know, it's all about the skin. And I do love Miyokada supplements. Have you seen these? No. They're like jelly sticks, which are huge in Korea, like a jelly collagen supplement. And I take them every single day religiously. They're amazing for your skin. They're like vitamin C, zinc. There's like ashwagandha root, you know what I'm trying to say. And just, giving you like that glow and that bouncy sort of skin. And I feel like gut health wise as well, it's amazing. Because everybody, vitamin D, iron, vitamin C, and zinc are sort of the 4 main ones that are great for everything, and most people are lacking in some form or another. Do a blood test.
Yes. This is important.
Peptide.
Yeah, what do we think of peptides?
Go to a doctor.
But fad or fab?
I think it's like too early to say. I feel like there needs to be a little bit more considered research instead of people just being like, I'm taking everything. The amount of people who are like, oh, I'm on Retta, I'm this. Like everybody in the salon at the minute is taking, I don't know, everything under the sun.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but did you do a blood test?
Yeah, exactly.
Have you checked like what your levels are? And I think that's the most important. I'm not anti it. I'm definitely not. I'm going to start into the world of myself. More sort of like market research wise. I'm like, I would need to, if I can't speak on it because if I don't try it myself, I don't believe in ever telling somebody you should or you shouldn't. I'm like, you do you, babe. Yeah. But I've seen copper peptide. A lot of my hair restart clients have, started taking it, and I do a lot of measurements, like, when I do the analysis for like hair growth, and I have seen improvement.
Okay.
Yeah. So that one, I'm like, I could be down with it.
That's the one I've tried. I've actually taken it.
Right. How did you find it? Tough?
No.
Really?
No, fine. I mean, a bit stingy when you're injecting it, but
Copper
fine.
is hard for you to actually take, but you can do it topically as well.
Yes, which I didn't know. But yeah, I definitely, I think that combined with everything else. But this is the thing, when you're throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks, you don't know what it is that's actually really helping. Maybe it's a combination. Maybe it's one thing, but I'm too impatient to kind of do the whole like try one thing
You're
at
like,
a time.
I'm not a lab rat.
No, I'm just going to do it all.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
And you're like, something's going to work.
Exactly.
Yeah. Once you're doing stuff that like makes sense, do you have a doctor prescribe?
Yes. Yeah.
See, then like I'm down with that.
Yeah. I've done lots of blood tests over the last year just to get to the bottom of all sorts of issues, but that is a story for another day. I have 4 quick questions before we round up today. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
What is your most overrated skincare trend right now?
Overrated skincare trend right now? I would say like people going crazy on peptides at the minute.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, I mean, I can't have another non-influencer tell me that they're taking everything under the sun, and I know that there was no issue to start with.
No.
So you can't be saying I look like this because of this.
No.
Even that in general.
Yeah.
Influencer skincare lines, also an issue.
So
problematic.
Fad.
Yeah.
Fad.
You take retinol and then you start selling acne products. I'm like, I don't believe that.
No, thank you. One product category people waste money on.
Serums. People go crazy on serums that are like, I'm using this serum, that serum, from Kiehl's, from here, from La Mer. It doesn't matter where. Serums, layering, and it doesn't go anywhere. Or oils. People like are like, I'm using this oil. I'm oiling my skin. I hate that as well. Too big. It doesn't go.
No, I agree with this actually. Yeah. One treatment you genuinely think is worth saving for.
Ultra Clear.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Ultra Clear, I think maybe is my number one. Also, I'm Rejurin stem cell, true stem cell treatments. Like that is a hefty cost. You can't. I'm not sure if you can get them done here. You need to
go to Korea.
You need to go to Korea.
Okay, done.
Or Puerto Rico.
We'll go. Puerto Rico, bit far.
It's another hotspot for the stem cells. Yeah.
Your biggest skin myth that you'd love to debunk?
Foundation is the key to everything. Collagen remodeling is actually my one that drives me mad. People talk about this all the time when they're like hyping up microneedling. They're like, did you know that you create, 400 times or whatever, a year's worth of collagen in one session? There's lots of different types of collagen. Some of them you want, some of them aren't that great. They're actually making your skin more fibrotic, and skin comes back like tougher and a bit rougher than it should. Yeah, collagen remodeling, people talking about needling and needling deeper. I'm not into that at all. I feel like that's the ultimate quickest way to destroy your skin actually in the long term. Yeah.
I know. And what's your go-to wellness ritual? Ritual.
I recently got into near-infrared saunas.
Yeah, me too. Absolutely love.
And a friend of mine, I'm very lucky, has one in her house. So I will tell you, during the situation, I was using the near-infrared sauna and I loved it.
I'm obsessed.
Anything for inflammation, I'm down with it.
Yeah.
Bar, I hate the cold, so I can't do ice.
No, absolutely not. I don't believe in ice baths either, to be fair. I'm not a cold weather person.
I won't even get into the sea here.
No, I don't get in a swimming pool unless it's over 32 degrees.
Same. And people are like, you're so weird. I'm like, I cannot. And also, what's in the water?
Yeah, absolutely not.
Yes,
like
skin.
if it's cold, I'm not down. I don't
Me
do
neither.
cold.
Or being wet in general.
I
Damp.
don't mind the wet, but the cold, no.
Yeah.
I'm Tammy way out.
Yeah.
Way out.
Love that for you.
And
Me too.
babes, for anyone who wants to come find you, ask questions, where can they find you?
So I'm based at Soda Salon and also Adria Salon, which is in Jumeirah, which is my second location. So myself and Victoria are the Glazed team and we are on the road. So we're in Jumeirah, baby. as
Love
well.
it.
Yeah, actually beautiful clinic.
I'm going to come and
amazing.
see you there next.
You should. Amazing physios, amazing. Do you know Sammy? No. Oh, we'll talk about it later. Great manipulation.
Love this.
The body is a whole other,
it's a whole
with
other
this
thing.
profession, I
It's
can
a
tell
whole
you
other
the
thing.
back needs attention, not the skin so much.
Oh yeah, but yeah, I can imagine.
Face, the back is the back of an 8-year-old, face of a 20-year-old.
Yeah.
That's what we're going
Which,
for.
to be fair, it really is.
Very
You've been
Try our
incredible. I feel like we've only really scratched the surface, but thank you so much for coming on Mother Tongue today.
I am honoured and I was so happy to be invited on because, we're natting and yapping
I know.
all day long.
I know. I
And we
feel like
always
we
say
need to
take it to the
share
pod.
the knowledge with the people.
Which we've now
done.
ranting.
I
Ranting
know.
about skin.
Loves
Love
it. Loves it. Thank you,
Thank
darling.
you.
Thank you.